power of sci-fi radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
All right, it's another Thursday night. That means Docking Bay 94. You could be listening to us on sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. You could be watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or any of those kind of things. But we're here to talk about the week in geek. I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And joining us in place of Jeff, who got stuck and had to work, is Kit. Boba-Kit Sovine joining us here on the air for, I don't think it's the first time, but it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while. Hi, y'all.
All right, so let me roll this down over here. And Kit's shy, so you get to see her in costume instead of her smiling face. So, but that's cool. No biggie.
Talon Thorne is in the room, as is the Lady A1066.
Oh, terrific! I don't have the chat up because I'm a bonehead.
Well, you were just busy before the
Usually I
get
hit
all
it.
set up.
There we go. Matt Tiller just popped up over on YouTube.
Kelly is very excited. She says she's never seen Kit.
She still hasn't.
She still won't.
Right. Kit is there in costume, though. That is actually a picture of her as Boba-Kit, which is pretty great. She does a pretty great job as the world's most infamous, or the galaxy's most infamous bounty hunter. It's good.
Foxtrot Joe says hello. Hi, Rose.
All right. And yeah, I know. It says Jeff
Eric
down at the bottom of the background, but that's more complicated to change than to just plug Kit in. I'll make another backdrop that has her in the center square.
Tonight's middle screen is Boba Jeff.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
So Eric Jameson, yes, Jeff is absent tonight. He had to work.
Yeah, he could not switch his schedule, and it's kind of a bummer because he's been there for a while. And when you take a job like that, and when he knew he was gonna take this job, he went in and said, "I can work for you any day, but Thursday," and yet here he is scheduled on a Thursday. So
Again,
somebody's not paying attention. The computer is a fail. Something's wrong, which is kind of a bummer. So.
and Vicky mentions it too. And yes, Vicky, that's Kit in the middle screen, in her armor. And Kilted Terror 313 says, "Boneheads unite, untie." Sorry, boneheads untie. And the Lady A, Kelly wants to know more information about the 1066 as part of your name. So share with us if you care to. And
What 1066 stands for?
yes, what 1066 stands for. And Lori says hi.
Hey, Lori. You know what's really funny is, so I have an account on Threads, and Threads is really interesting because politically it's very derisive, and so people are always blathering about whatever side they're on, and there's a lot of personal attacks and things like that. And I have noticed that if somebody has a number at the end of their name, there's like a 99% chance you can just ignore them because they're a bot. And that's really good information to know on Threads. If somebody has a name that seems a little more legit, you can usually click on it, you can go to their profile and see that they're probably a real human being. But if somebody's got, some kind of number on the end of their name, they could be Tom Smith 287. The chances are really good that it's a bot. They've got no friends. They've got no posts. They just comment vitriol on people's pages. And so it's an easy way to not engage with people. You can dismiss them and go, yeah, okay, I'm not even going to get into it with you because you're not real.
And to answer Kelly, the Lady A says Normans 1, Saxons 0, important date in history. Oh, and Kelly says, is it the date of the Norman conquest? Like, I think before the Lady A said Normans and Saxons. So go Kelly.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in before the answer.
Right.
So the point to Kelly.
And Chris Marble says hi from New York.
Oh my gosh!
So
Hey,
he's on a trip.
cool. Have fun. Gosh, I hope you're doing something cool in New York, and it's not a drag kind of business visit or something. That's a bummer like that. I will apologize to you right now. I have been having voice problems all week. It's the usual thing that hits me when people are doing a lot of weed around me, and so. I've lost my voice and it's become a bit of a chest infection and things. So if I sound a little more like Batman than usual, or I'm a little harder to understand because of the gravel in my voice, it's because of that. I went to Target before the show to pick up a couple of things and some cough syrup and some cough drops and things like that. And I got stopped by the Mormons.
All of them?
Out in front. Just the two. They travel in pairs.
All right.
2 by 2. Not hands of blue. They have shirts of white. But anyway, and so they came over to look at the car, and we talked to them for a little while, and they felt really bad about making me talk because my voice just got worse and worse and worse. I sounded pretty awful. But hey, you ever need to know how to make the Mormons go away? That's it. Actually, what was really funny is that Colleen and I, and a little bit, Colleen wasn't exactly too happy about this. Colleen and I ended up at Temple Square in Salt Lake City, which is ground zero for the Latter-day Saint religion, and we toured the Mormon Tabernacle. They had the pipe organ there. We saw whatever you were allowed to see as a tourist. There's like a whole bunch of things that you can't see if you're not part of the religion, which is fair. And I appreciate architecture of all sorts, but churches are oppressive, and for Colleen especially so. And so the fact that like our friends kind of went, hey, let me show you something cool, and then we ended up at like Temple Square, I don't think it was her idea of something cool. But I talked to these guys, and I said, well, what did you think of Temple Square? And they're like, well, we haven't been there. And it seems to me that if, like, a religion is going to sign you up and send you off on mission, they should take you to the main base, show you around, so you have an idea of what's going on, as opposed to, like one guy I think was from Iowa, and one guy was, like, from Florida or something. And they were very nice. Young guys as always, and but it was really funny. I'm like, how have I been there and you haven't? That just does that seem right to you? It was not right. So,
Sam popped in to say hi. Jeff popped in to say hi. He said he'd try to check in, but his break will probably be after the show is over. So, hey Jeff, but sorry we won't be able to chat with you tonight.
Yep, we miss you, but that's okay. Kit is filling your shoes.
Yep.
There, what size shoes do you wear, Jeff?
That's okay. I got big enough feet.
Right. What's funny is that I wear shoes that are a couple of sizes larger than my feet because they're wide. I have Barney Rubble feet, and I noticed though that whatever size my shoes are, they're like 8.5, something like that, are sort of the average size of the footprints at the Chinese theater. And so I can kind of walk around and stick my feet in just about everybody's footprint, and they match, which is funny. And so, whatever size my shoes are, and I'm taking one off to look right now to see if it tells me. 9, size 9. So the average shoe size apparently is a size 9 at the Chinese theater. So that could save you a trip.
What?
Now you don't have to go and try your feet in the footprints.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Sean, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? Well, yesterday I spent the day with my wife on the 38th anniversary of the day we met.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's that was kind of crazy.
Maybe Sam and Kelly remember that day too.
They should.
'Cause they were there.
They were there. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was San Luis Obispo Fair. I got out of a truck. There was Colleen. She seemed pretty cute in her big baggy clothes, setting up a fence. And we started talking about Robert Heinlein books. And I followed her around for 3 days like a puppy.
I don't remember I was wearing big baggy clothes. But
You had a big sweatshirt on, and yeah, it was pretty funny. And actually, what was really funny is so the following day, like we all got dressed up in our Ren Fair stuff, and all the Ren Fair costumes are, by their nature, very booby, and like I didn't even notice. And we were goofing around. I think I had a makeup kit with me, and we were goofing around putting scars and bites on each other. With the collodion and stuff, and so like I gave her a little like bite mark near her neck and stuff. I didn't even notice.
And then about, I don't know, 3 weeks later, we went to a friend's house who had a swimming pool.
Right.
And Sean said, "Oh my, there is Colleen in a bikini."
In a bikini. Yeah, that was heart stopping. It's like, I won.
Kelly says, "I bet that sweatshirt was red," but no, it was white at the time.
It was white. Yeah, it wasn't. It would be red a few days later.
Red a few days later.
When
yeah.
Colleen and Kelly got in a bad accident on the way back. Some guy kind of cut them off, and they went up a hill and flipped the car and rolled down, and all the stuff flew out of the car. And
Good times.
yeah, it was nuts. And so like the first weekend I met Colleen, like was it was a little rough because like they were in the hospital, and that was nuts. But hey, it was an adventure, and we all survived, and we're all still friends, except for Paul.
Yeah.
Poor weird Paul.
Anyway,
so anyway, that's
we celebrated by we went to pick up some bread, and from there's an app you can put on your phone called what's it called? It is called Too Good to Go, and it tells you places near you that will give you a discount for their day-old food. So there's a bakery in El Segundo, and for $6.99 they gave us a loaf of sourdough bread, 4 big ciabatta rolls, a giant pretzel, like the size of, bigger than my hand.
Yeah, kind of a Disney scale pretzel.
Yeah, and then a scone, a blueberry scone.
That scone was very dense but very good.
Yeah. I
enjoyed it. My half of it.
And yeah, so it's a good deal. Check out, if you are on a budget, check out Too Good to Go, because it has some good stuff. Not everything is great, and sometimes for us, a lot of times the places that the app thinks are close to me are kind of far away.
Right.
I mean, technically they're close in miles, but in time spent getting there, they're kind of distant. So
it was a good. It was good to go to the bakery though, and they're nice there. Their food is good. And what's funny is it's not like a retail bakery per se.
Well, this particular one, I believe, makes most of their goods are made for restaurants, and they just have like a tiny little indoor space where they sell what they're selling to restaurants to the public.
Yeah, they have like one pastry case.
Yeah.
And but you can go by there and get a couple of things, and it's kind of nice. And yeah, they were very pleasant, and their food is pretty good. But like Colleen loves sourdough bread, And the sourdough bread she got is like the most sourdoughiest.
It was honestly, it may be too sour for me even.
Yeah.
It
So
was
it's kind of nuts.
pretty crazy.
We'll have to figure out how to tone that down.
Yeah.
De-sour the bread a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of fun. And so after that, we came back and decided that we really ought to do something, but we couldn't find a movie that we wanted to see, or a place that we really wanted to go to. But sort of fitting, I guess, because when we first got together, we didn't really have a lot of money in 1988 when we first got together, and so we would go hang out at the mall, and we would go places that didn't cost us anything, and so we decided to drive into Culver City, where the old Helms Bakery building is, and the Helms Bakery was opened in 1931. It became the official bakery of the Los Angeles Summer Olympics in 1932. They distributed their wares across the city in bakery trucks. And so they would drive to your house and you would buy whatever you wanted, and you could place an order for special things and whatnot. And they came like to your house. And they lasted until about 1969, when supermarkets had really settled in and you could get all your bread needs at the market, as well as your meat needs and your dairy needs. All of these places that used to deliver to you stopped, because people went to the supermarket and kind of did their own marketing, as opposed to just letting them come to you. And so being part of the Olympics in 1932 was huge for the Helms Bakery Company. And just about the last thing they did the year they closed was some of their bread went to the moon on Apollo 11, which was kind of cool too. So they had these really cool historical things to bookmark the company, but it closed. It eventually became like various retail space. When I was a kid, it was the Antique Guild, and we would go in there and walk around and look at antiques. My parents would, at any rate. I would try to entertain myself and keep track of my younger brothers. But it was a pretty neat place to go and get antiques, and it was near the movie studios, so they used to get cast-offs from the movie studios and things. So it was kind of fun. And now it's an IKEA.
And some other little shops. I mean, Father's office is there, and the Pasta Sisters is there.
They tried to reopen that bakery, and it lasted a year.
Yeah, sadly. And we never got to it because, I don't know, we just never did. Maybe that's why they failed, is because everybody had that same problem.
Yeah, parking over there was always kind of hard or expensive or whatever. Like, I remember parking over there and having to pay money, but parking for IKEA, the guy's like, "Are you there for IKEA? Okay, you're free." So apparently you have to pay at some point and not pay for some other businesses.
Yeah, it was wild.
Which was kind of crazy. But the IKEA is located, it used to be, what was it? HD Buttercup or something? Over there, and so it was that for a while, which there's a lot of interior design, and in fact there's a place right next to this new IKEA that's just called Scandinavian Design, which honestly sounds a lot like IKEA. Which maybe is what inspired them to open a place there, because they're like, well, if they're going to do Scandinavian design, we're like OG, so let's go do it. And I mean, it has these beautiful skylights, which were used to illuminate the work floor of the bakery. It has this crazy diagonal oak floor that they have painted over, but it's got decades and decades of wear in it, and like all this history. And it was the first place in the whole Helms Bakery area that I've been to in a long time that reminded me of being a kid. Like, I'm pretty certain that was where most of the antiques were and things like that, because I was having massive deja vu of like the skylights and the floor and the staircases and the things. So that was kind of an interesting, wacky feeling. And it's a smaller IKEA, even though it's a reasonable amount of space, and they have things that you can buy and take home with you. But it's a smaller IKEA that you're meant to order furniture and have it either delivered there or to your home. So it's a little bit of a different model than the IKEA that we have in Burbank, which is the largest IKEA in the United States, which is, what is that, 20 miles away from us, is the largest IKEA in the United States. And so we've got this little tiny one and we've got the massive one.
And they had some of their smaller things that you could pick up, and we dutifully picked up a few smaller things.
And they didn't have their little snack shop open yet, which
Rude.
was sad. We were very bummed. We were all ready to buy some snacks, and they had it all kind of blocked off. Everything is done by kiosk. You just go in, put in your phone number if you're part of their loyalty club, and then scan your stuff and leave. But if you want something bigger, you want to get a couch, you want to get furniture, and certain furniture lines are only available to order, which was kind of interesting. But it was nice. It was light and open and airy, unlike any other IKEA that I've been to. There was so much sunlight in there, and it was happy. It was nice.
Yeah.
Kind of really enjoyed it.
And then we actually ended up pulling over in downtown Culver City just so that I could get the rest of my steps in. But what we didn't realize was that there was some sort of a alcohol tasting going on.
There was
all over Culver City.
I'm assuming that this is in conjunction with the World Cup and FIFA that's going on in the city right now, at the SoFi Stadium, which they have to call LA Stadium because SoFi is a brand name and FIFA doesn't do brand names, and it's very complicated. But that's down in Inglewood, and basically you can draw a line north from that stadium to Culver City, and they had this city-sanctioned pub crawl, kind of, where you got an armband, you proved your age, you were allowed to have alcohol in public if you had the armband, which I think was their way of skirting local ordinances for not having alcohol in public. So you could get a drink and wander from place to place with it. And the downtown Culver City, which is right next to Sony Studios, which used to be MGM Studios, is, it's super hip and a little expensive. And also Amazon has studios over there, which used to be called the Culver Stages. And now it's Amazon Studios. And it was busy and crazy and chaotic and unexpected. Traffic was rough. We ended up parking right next to the building that was Flynn's Arcade in Tron. If you remember that movie, that is exactly the area we were in when they show that arcade at night. Of course, this being 45 years later, but give you an idea. But we did have fun walking around.
Yeah.
Which was,
it was fun.
Was good. And the city is always changing. The Culver Hotel is still there, and that's the hotel that infamously hosted the Munchkins. And, you always hear stories about the Munchkins tearing up their hotels and stuff. It was that hotel.
For the Wizard of Oz.
When they were making the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple theaters nearby. Like the Kirk Douglas Theater is a live stage theater, which apparently had Dogman the musical.
Yeah.
That was news to us.
Budala and Laura and Chris say hello.
And
yeah. So that was pretty much our week. Oh no, Celebration of Life.
Yeah.
Too.
We had 2 memorials in 1 week. We had one on Sunday, and then we hosted one on Saturday, and I
think they were each on Saturday.
Were they? I thought
we had one on Saturday last week that was an actual funeral, and then we had a celebration of life the following Saturday.
Oh, I thought they were like within the same.
So they
week.
were 8 days, no big deal.
But anyway, it was, it's nice to sort of memorialize some folks that we know, but it's also really kind of a bummer to do that where, everybody's telling these stories, and you end up missing the people, but you like to hear the stories about them. And
Well, it was nice remembering Pat and Eric. They were really good friends of ours. And,
Yeah.
And we were exhausted because there was all the running around and cleaning of the house that you do when you have a group of people over.
and
So,
and the awkwardness of, was it good enough? Did we do it right?
I kind of feel like I didn't do enough.
I don't know. I mean, because we did a similar thing for our friend John Paulson, who passed away, and John had many walks of life, and so lots of people came from lots of different areas, and it was big, and there were lots of stories, and a lot of us we're all in the same groups together, and there was like a camaraderie and things, and our friends here, whom we loved very much, left the area, went up to San Francisco, and so they were distant for a while, and we would see them when we visited in the area, but those kind of visits are few and far between, and we mostly saw them on social media and things like that when they were active. But when family comes down and friends come in and things like that, and you're just like, I hope that was enough for people to remember them, and it was worth them making the trip and things like that. So there's always sort of an inadequacy, I think, that we feel. I didn't have that with John's. I felt like we'd pretty much done everything we possibly could with John's memorial. But I felt it here for sure.
Yeah, me too. Kit, share something with us of it doesn't even have to be your last week, because it's not like people get to catch up with you regularly, but
Yeah, what have you done that was
what
cool?
have you been doing? Maybe we lost Kit and we didn't even notice it because she was very quiet.
Oh, I don't know. That would be really funny. Oh, she's muted.
Ah.
If you can hear us, Kit, unmute.
There, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so Kit, what's been going on? How have you been? What have you done?
Yeah, what's up?
Maybe she's muted
She's
again.
muted again.
Damn.
Stop hitting that button.
Okay, there.
Don
I'm muted
says
now.
hi, Kit.
Hi. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
The lack of me for like the last month with the show has been just a lot of work of baseball games, and we had some graduations come in and stuff. So I've been a busy girl working.
Well, that's good. Good to keep busy like
Yeah, money is nice sometimes.
that.
Yeah, that last paycheck was really nice.
Yeah. Sweet.
It's I've been looking for stuff, and like there's one job that's like $1,500 a month, and I'm like, can I swing that? Do I qualify for that? And then there's another one that's like $50 an hour, 4 hours a week. And I'm like, that would be less
Yeah.
and more work than the one that pays more money.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts.
Cool.
Anything else going on? Do any cool events? Everything great with the family?
Yeah, we're doing okay with losing Mama last week. Bear's finally calmed down because that was really hard on her. But
Yeah.
everybody else is still doing okay.
Oh,
I
good.
actually got Alley Cat up here with me. She's helping me with the show.
Yay.
Nice.
What is Kitty's name?
Allie.
Allie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I wanted I got her at work actually with her sisters, and I wanted like a baseball term name for one of the kitties because Mom named the other two. So I'm like, no, she picked me. I'm gonna pick her name, and I came up with Allie because the ball goes down the alley, and she's my little alley cat.
Well, that's cute.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, so what are we doing for Star Wars history? Do we want to? Shall I read them and you comment on them?
Yeah,
Kit,
if
do
you
you want to
wanna,
read them?
that's fine. Whatever works. We're easy. We're
All
real
right, I'll just go ahead and
freeform
read them.
tonight.
Kit, let me know if you want to jump in and read some of them, and Sean will probably comment on all of them.
Always.
Star Wars birthday history. On June 14th, 1909, Burl Ives was born. He narrated an Ewok adventure.
Burl Ives always had a tremendous narration voice, and so tapping him for Caravan of Courage made sense. They didn't do it for the subsequent one, but that one had Wilford Brimley in it, I think, and
Yeah.
that he sort of fulfilled that role. Burl Ives was a singer primarily. He was a huge star on CBS radio early in his career, and you all know him from being the snowman in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If there's like one thing that Burl Ives is remembered for, it's being Sam the Snowman from that 1964 animated project. That said, he was in things like The Big Country. He was in Little House on the Prairie. He was in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. He could do it all. And then his whole music career was like hobo music and weird stuff like that.
June 13th, 1929, Ralph McQuarrie, the artist, was born.
One of the things that we did yesterday that we didn't mention when we were over at IKEA is we went to an art-oriented bookstore, and they had just an amazing book by Ralph McQuarrie that was all boxed up, and it had a pretty reasonable price of about $250, but it was all of the art that Ralph McQuarrie had done, like across his career, and so he got his start doing satellite and spacecraft imagery for Boeing. And then
Oh, cool.
George Lucas tapped him to do all of the preliminary designs for Star Wars based on what was in George's head, what made it into the script. And so there were these terrific portfolios that were released that if you have a large, like 27-inch monitor, so like a high-def monitor, like they were about that big. And they set the tone for Star Wars. They sold the movie to 20th Century Fox. It was when Lucas would go in. It was like his old school PowerPoint presentation. He'd go, well, here are my robots. Here is the attack on the Death Star. This is the Millennium Falcon. And so all of that conceptual art like sort of cemented Ralph McQuarrie's place in film history, and then he kept doing it for all of these other Star Wars movies, and even some art for Star Trek and other contributions and things. He's a really just phenomenal designer, and he'll always be known for Star Wars, but he really go look up his primary page for his art. And sadly, like everybody on our birthday list, we lost him. We lost him in 2012. I was very fortunate enough to induct him into the 501st Legion up at Lucasfilm and spend the day walking around with him. And he was so very moved by that, because people hadn't, like everybody was like, oh, Ralph McQuarrie is an amazing artist, but he hadn't really been recognized for it in a while. And so it was nice to be able to contribute to that, be part of it. But he did E.T., he did Cocoon, he did Battlestar Galactica, and in fact, I think he won an Academy Award for Cocoon for his designs and special effects contributions, which were pretty great. Just the nicest man, absolutely phenomenal. And Star Wars would not look like it does without his input.
Definitely.
Yeah.
June 16th, 1938, Michael Culver, who was Captain Lorth Nita in Empire Strikes Back, was born.
One of the few characters where we actually get a name on screen for him. Unfortunately, it happens as he dies. He was choked out by Darth Vader. Apology accepted, Captain Nita. But he was part of the Old Vic Theater in England. James Earl Jones went there. John Boyega went there. Michael Pennington, who was another Imperial officer. And I'll take a quick look here because I don't know what else he did beyond The Empire Strikes Back. But he does have 140 credits. And so he was in the Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes show. He never really left England. And, did Inspector Morse and Miss Marple and like all sorts of things like that. He was like a clutch player there. And before The Empire Strikes Back, he had like 100 credits of stuff that he did. He was in the Avengers and Thunderball and things like that. So had a pretty good career.
Wow. On June 18th, 1938, 2 days later, Michael Sherd, who was Admiral Kendall Ozzel in Empire Strikes Back, was born.
Yeah, he's another one of those officers that actually got named on screen as opposed to named by like Kenner Toys. Admiral Ozzel was actually the guy who tried to defend our last dead Imperial officer. It's like, well, it wasn't his fault, and Vader's like, no, he's as clumsy as he is stupid. And but Admiral Ozzel mounted the ground attack, I think, on the rebels in The Empire Strikes Back. So.
And our last birthday is on June 14th, 1950. Jeremy Sinden, who played Dexter Ree in A New Hope, was born.
Yeah, he was hard to tell who he was on screen because you heard him name checked in by one of the flight leaders. He's like, lost Tyree, lost Hutch, and that was sort of it. But we used to talk about these guys like this, where we would like a role like that small, just like a really basic role in Star Wars, just so that we could go to all the conventions and sign autographs, and have a reason to do that, like just get invited places, which was pretty fun. But he had. I was trying to find his career on IMDb. It seems to be erased. It's like,
Erased
from existence. Great Scott!
All right, we have a couple of regular Star Wars non-birthday histories. June 15th, 1976, Variety reported that Peter Cushing would play Grand Moff Tarkin, and Dave Prowse would be a huge masked villain. And all of that was true.
It was all true.
Yeah. Star Wars history on June 18th, 1999. PBS aired The Mythology of Star Wars. Always a good watch.
Mm-hmm.
And on June 11th, 2014, Harrison Ford broke a leg while filming The Force Awakens and forced a 2-week hiatus in production.
Yeah, they dropped a door on him. Apparently, the door that opens in the Millennium Falcon got dropped. J.J. Abrams broke Harrison Ford.
Oops. Hey to Eric, who just popped in.
Hey,
he must
Eric.
have finished his dishes.
Hi, Eric.
And we only have one non-history item for today, but it's a pretty cool one. There's a lightsaber that's up for auction, and it includes, or maybe in the same auction, Luke's hand.
Yeah, so Heritage Auctions does a really big Hollywood auction from time to time, and they've got some pretty interesting stuff. There's a TIE fighter pilot helmet from Don Post Studios. It's like untrimmed right out of the mold, and it's going for like $2,000. There's an X-wing model from Episode 4 that's a smaller Wedge Antilles model that's currently at about $3,000. And then currently at a starting bid of $1 million
$1 million
is Luke Skywalker's severed hand from the Empire Strikes Back. And I'll show this to you real quick. Here we go. So this is from the collection of Stuart Freeborn, who was the makeup guy on Star Wars. Designed Yoda with some of his own features involved. He mixed himself with Albert Einstein to get Yoda's face, because he looked like a pixie and Albert Einstein looked wise, and he wanted both of those things in there. And there are actually behind-the-scenes pictures that are really interesting of Mark Hamill with goop on his hand, holding it up, making a face at the camera. He's in costume. He's in his Bespin fatigues, I think. And they went, hey, let's just do this in between shots. And they covered his hand with alginate to get a mold of his hand. And he's making a face like, oh, I've been slimed, whatever. And they then took this, they made a resin copy of his hand, and it was made to hold a lightsaber. And when they cut his hand off, when Vader cut his hand off, there was a release mechanism that Mark could squeeze that would launch the hand away from his body. And so there was like a little seam at the wrist, and they put like fake blood in there, and they made it look like it got sliced off. And that was how they do it. They did it. And so there's like a sort of a half-assed lightsaber made out of spare parts because it didn't have to look exact because it was an action shot. And the hand is there with the break in the middle, and it's got the grip and the launcher that was there. And so like seeing something like this come to auction is kind of crazy, because you're like, I can't believe they saved it. Because usually Lucasfilm took all of this stuff back to the archives, but I guess Stuart Freeborn decided this was more of a makeup thing, and so he grabbed it. And it's missing some parts, it's seen some wear, it's been through a lot of stuff, because it's a 40-something-year-old movie. But currently it's at $1 million, and they expect it to go for quite a bit more. This whole auction is worth your time, because they have all sorts of terrific stuff in there that if you're a movie buff, it's great. Now, and I say it's worth your time because if you want to get a good look at this sort of thing, this is how you do it. But in terms of affording some of this stuff, I cannot guarantee you're able to afford anything that they have in this auction, because it's just a huge chunk of money. But it is film history. It's all amazing stuff. And it's just, they have a lot of stuff from Pirates of the Caribbean. They have a lot of stuff from basically any movie that you probably like. So we'll see what it goes for. We will, of course, report for what's going on. They have the biggest collection of hoverboards from Back to the Future 2 ever assembled. including Marty McFly's screen-matched Mattel hoverboard, which is starting at $100,000. And lots of weapons and things from Pirates. They have Willy Wonka's top hat from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the Gene Wilder version. Handwritten John Lennon lyrics. Margaret Hamilton's Wicked Witch of the West hat from The Wizard of Oz. And if you're a fan of The Big Lebowski, you can buy the rug that really tied the room together, which may or may not smell like whiz, as per its use in the movie. Anyway, lots of stuff. It's a really cool auction. It started on the 13th. It goes through tomorrow. So, oh no, maybe it even ended already at the 17th. Oh, I guess it might have ended already. I have to go through and see what some of these things got.
Well, moving on to theme parks, there was a fire inside Six Flags Magic Mountain. It was underneath one of the roller coasters. It was a palm tree underneath. I don't know which roller coaster it was. It said what it was, but they didn't have to evacuate the park. There were no injuries.
It looks...
And it was about a half an acre. Oh, the X2 roller coaster.
Oh, X2.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, from what I can see here, it almost kind of looks like Revolution.
Nope. It's the X2 roller coaster, but it was a half an acre, so maybe you have a different image than I do.
No. And I haven't been to Magic Mountain in a while.
Yeah.
And Revolution was shut down for a while.
And it happened around lunchtime. On a Thursday, so maybe there were fewer people. I don't know. I
have to say that I was actually picturing something that was more like, Mount Doom or something, because it's like, oh, it's Magic Mountain, it's on fire. Here, I think I have some video here if I can make this go. Yeah, here we go. Give you an idea of what this fire actually looked like. I'll tell you, it would have made the roller coaster ride that much more exciting.
Right. I can't tell when that's done, so you're going to have to let me know. All of my screens are frozen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just you can move on at any time. It's a long video that shows lots of fire response and things like that. It looks like an episode of Emergency from the 70s, honestly.
Wow. So a new security checkpoint changes how guests enter Universal Studios Hollywood. Basically, they're going from a model of the security being right in front of the entrance to the park, and they're doing it similar to Downtown Disney, where as you exit the parking lots, you go through the metal detector, which makes the security cover all of their Universal City Walk. There will be checkpoints adjacent to the Jurassic parking structure near NBC Sports Grill and Brew, and the new Mr. Barbecue restaurant, and another near Margaritaville in the former iFly location. So, a little bit tighter safety for Universal.
Well, I remember the last time Jeff and I went in, we were in our Jaws costumes. And, they looked through my stuff and had no problem. But they weren't sure whether Jeff would be allowed in his costume that looked like Brody's sheriff's uniform. And, even with the badge off and things like that, they're like, well, we don't know. We don't want people to think you work here or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that was a big point of discussion. But the area that we went into was, just past City Walk. So you made it out of City Walk and right before the entry to the park, and then you had to go through security there. So is this moving their security much closer to the exit of the...
I think You
of the
can't get
parking
out of
lot?
the parking structure without going through security now. I think it's
Okay.
that all of downtown, or not downtown, what is it called? City Walk.
City
All
Walk.
of City Walk is now protected by that.
Okay.
So you have to go through security before you get into City Walk.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
And I wanted to say something else, but I can't remember. I thought to myself, this doesn't fit anywhere.
Oh.
Oh, I guess I did put it down in other, so we can talk about it later.
Okay.
We want to grab the RIP section before the top of the hour?
Yeah, we can do that. Gene Shalit died at the age of 100. He was the film critic for the Today Show. I'll show you a quick picture of him because if you don't know his name, you know his face, which was pretty kind of interesting. But he was known for sort of goofy pun-centric reviews. And, he wrote a couple of books on movies, interviewed everybody, Helen Hayes, Steven Spielberg, Grateful Dead, a whole bunch of things like that. And 100 years is pretty phenomenal. Family Guy made fun of him. SpongeBob SquarePants had him on as Gene Scallop, where he was a fish food critic. He did the voice for that, which was cool. He was in The Muppet Show, Sex and Violence special. And on SCTV, which was the sort of sketch comedy show that had Rick Moranis and Catherine O'Hara and people like that, Eugene Levy played him because he had, dark hair and bushy eyebrows and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, pretty extensive career, and he was a press agent for Dick Clark, and that ended when Dick Clark was investigated by Congress for the payola scandal, and so he lost his job and started writing about entertainment for magazines like Look and the New York Times and Ladies' Home Journal and things like that, and so yeah, I mean, gosh, pretty amazing stuff, and a long career. So 100 is a pretty terrific age to reach. At the age of 96, we lost Brian Johnson, who was a Oscar-winning special effects guy who was behind Alien, and he worked on The Empire Strikes Back. Did all sorts of incredible stuff. He used to like to come to conventions, sign autographs and things. His last name was Johncock, and he thought that sounded a little rude, so he changed it to Johnson because it was a lot easier in the film industry for people to kind of get past that. And he worked in the world of Jerry and Sylvia Anderson, who did all of the sort of super marionation things like Thunderbirds and stuff like that. And then he built spaceships for 2001: A Space Odyssey. Getting into that, and that the work that he did on that movie got George Lucas's attention, invited him to come work on Star Wars. He was already working on Space 1999, so he had to bail on that. And Space 1999 connection is really funny because the original look of the Millennium Falcon looked a lot like the Eagle transporter that was on Space 1999, and so George had to change it. And some had suggested that the 1999 Eagle ship inspired the name Millennium Falcon because it was, years and bird. So, the world may never know. Anyway, Clockwork Orange, Dragonheart, Neverending Story. and of course Dragon Slayer and The Empire Strikes Back. Guy worked with everybody. He was tremendous, and you love his work. Tom Dreesen passed away at the age of 86. He was a comedian who opened for Frank Sinatra. He performed in Columbo and in Spaceballs. He was in the movie Spaceballs, and so he had a long career warming people up for the Rat Pack, who were funny on their own. But so that was a pretty brave thing. At the age of 81, Walter Parazater, who was the co-founder of the band Chicago, passed away. He was the saxophonist. He was the flautist in the rock band. He had a long battle with Alzheimer's, unfortunately, but he made all sorts of contributions, founding the group in 1967, originally as The Big Thing, and then they changed the name to the Chicago Transit Authority, and they became Chicago. And he played on things like 25 or 624 or Saturday in the Park. Made all sorts of terrific contributions to that band and their music and their history. Davy Chase just passed away yesterday. Pretty sad news. She was Samara in The Ring, the black-haired, scary, creepy girl. She played Samantha Darko in Donnie Darko in that first movie and had a spin-off movie called S. Darko based on her character. She did about 30 episodes of HBO's Big Love, but she earned an Annie Award for her voice and her role as Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. She came back for every project that involved Lilo to keep going in that role. And unfortunately, she fell on some kind of hard times. Fame kind of got to her. I think drugs were kind of involved. She was apparently found living on the street. They had to hire a private investigator to figure out what happened to her. She was only 35 years old. They brought her into the hospital, and she was suffering from meningitis, but it led to sepsis, and then she passed away. But my gosh, she did all sorts of stuff and in her short time, and really just was sort of a surprise, because I don't think a lot of people knew that she'd had any kind of problems like that in life. And then maybe the big one this week, if you're a Disney fan, you go to a lot of conventions like D23 and things like that, you might have met or spent some time with Margaret Carey. She had a very big social media presence and dubbed herself the fairy grandmother because of her advanced age. And she embraced a role that she played for Disney back in 1949, which was as the body actress for Tinkerbell. And so in early style motion capture, she did all the reference footage where they would tell her what the scene was. She would pantomime everything because Tinkerbell didn't have a voice. And she was a ballet dancer. She was terrific at body movement, and she would throw all of her emotion into her body. And then Mark Davis, the famous Disney animator, part of the Nine Old Men, would animate Tinkerbell over top of her motions, using her as reference, and often her facial expressions made it in, all of the things that she did. And so Tinkerbell moves like a dancer because Margaret Carey moved like a dancer. She had an absolutely amazing life, and I encourage you to go read her biography or even her obituary, because she dated a man in 1949, and their careers went in different paths. They each married two other people, and then when those marriages had ended, friends got them together because her husband Bob said, "Hey, did you know that I dated the woman who played Tinkerbell?" And her friends went, "That's frickin' cool. I wonder if she's available." And they went, they found her, she was available, they started dating, they got married decades after they had dated at USC. And they had about 6 years together. He passed away at the end of May, and she passed away just last week. And absolutely lovely, lovely woman. Many of us consider ourselves fortunate to have known her. And all of her social media that's up there, go look at her little videos and things that she posted. She's just hopelessly and heartwarmingly positive, and sometimes you need that. She was a tremendous lady.
Thank you. You want to do the top of the hour, Sean?
Surely, surely. This is Docking Bay 94. You could be listening to us on sci-fi.radio. That is our listener-supported radio station. At that URL, just type in sci-fi.radio. It'll take you over there. We have all sorts of ways that you can listen to the show over there. And we have news stories like a memorial for Davy Chase and trailers as well for A Brand New Day. There's a Studio Ghibli store opening in Los Angeles. It's going to pop up here for about 6 months in the Del Amo Fashion Square. So if you're a big fan of Studio Ghibli, that might be worth a pilgrimage to go check out. Walt Disney Animation has a movie coming out called Hexed. We've got that trailer. Also Shrek 5 and Strange New Worlds. Trailers for those are all up there on our main news page. Plus, you can look at all the other shows that go on, like my morning show that I do from 9 to 11, where you are always welcome to come listen to movie and novelty music with me. We have a Dr. Demento-style show that we play on Tuesdays and weekends. All sorts of things to keep you entertained. So we appreciate that. And if you're already listening and or supporting that, you guys are awesome. Because they are listener-supported. We are NPR, Nerd Public Radio. And we've been over there for quite a few years. I've been doing my morning show for 10, and I think we've been doing our show here, Docking Bay 94, for about 12. And not next week, but the following week is our 15th anniversary of doing the show, which is kind of crazy. So it's been a while. We've been doing this for a while. You could be watching us, if you can see our smiling faces, over on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. Like or subscribe or do whatever you can do over there to let us know that you've been there. We're always grateful. And to those of you guys who are subscribing to us and contributing to keep the show going, thank you so much. We're very, very grateful for you guys doing that. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And joining
And
us...
I'm Boba-Kit.
There she is, joining us in place of Jeff is Boba-Kit. Thanks for stepping in, Kit. Very grateful for you doing that.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Shortly. Anytime. Anytime.
So, it's interesting. There is rumbling noises coming from outside. I seem to have paused for a moment, but it sounds like either there's a crowd in the distance, someone's rolling their garbage cans back and forth, or there is thunder. It's probably none of those things.
Well, we have a neighbor who puts her can in place of where her car goes in the hopes that nobody parks there.
She would have had to have been rolling it back and forth for like 6 or 7 minutes.
Oh, well,
So
that would have been
I
tough.
don't think that's what it was.
One of the things that's been happening in our neighborhood that's really kind of interesting is that we have become a waypoint for Waymo, where the Waymo cars have decided that one of the best places to wait to be summoned is right in front of our house.
So if I leave the house for a minute to go run an errand, I come back and there's a Waymo parked in front of my house.
Yeah, or
where
mine
I
too.
normally park.
Do you have Waymo out in your neck of the woods, Kit, or are they not out that far?
No. I don't have Waymo. I think we barely have Uber.
We're so close to the airport that we have a ton of that stuff.
Yeah.
We don't even have the little robot guys driving around.
Oh, we barely got those.
I feel like the robot guys, they tried them out in our neighborhood and then they went, maybe we should stick to LMU.
Yeah, so they very rarely cross Lincoln Boulevard over here. We also have a problem in our neighborhood that they're reluctant to address because I think it'll be expensive. Our sidewalks are very, very broken. So, like any kid who tries to ride a skateboard on this sidewalk is going to clobber themselves because the tree roots have pressed everything up, and so the sidewalk will be 6 or 8 inches up from ground level, and then it will be broken, and the tree roots will be coming out of it, and it's really kind of nuts. So I imagine that those little robots will get stuck quite frequently and or have to drive in the street to get around that. And if I were that company, I would just give up. I'm like, no, you don't get to go there.
Yeah, this isn't very droid friendly.
Yeah, not at all.
So before we go to speed round, and almost in honor of Boba-Kit's visit with us tonight, would you guys be interested in doing a Mandalorian quiz?
Sure.
Yeah, that could be pretty fun.
Okay, so I've got 10 questions, and actually what I have is 10 quotes. And what you have to do is tell me the name of the character that said this quote, and for a bonus point, you can name the actor who played the character. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yes.
Kit, does that sound good to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to actually try to keep score this time. I never do that. Okay. And this is there won't be any quotes from the movie that just came out.
Okay.
This is all from the TV show.
Okay.
And I don't think I have any repeats. So once we've gotten one character, it won't repeat.
And are we just shouting out the answer, or are we saying our names to ring in?
I feel like you could just shout out the answer if you guys are both okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. First quote. Manufacturer's protocol dictates I cannot be captured. I must self-destruct.
IG-11?
Okay. Played by?
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
Okay, so 1 point to Sean and 1 point to Kit. Next quote is, I'm sorry, lady, I don't understand frog.
Well, that would be Mando.
Yep. Played by?
Mando.
Well, Pedro Pascal.
2 points to Sean. Okay, the next quote is, I would like to see the baby.
Werner Herzog as the client.
The client.
Good. Yeah, that was really
Yeah, he
good.
doesn't really have a name. Isn't that rude? That's like...
His name is the client.
His name is the client.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to see the baby.
I don't think I'm going to get all the way through this next one before you guys get it.
Okay.
But it is no squeezy. Not squeeze. Not squeeze. Bad baby.
The Anzellan, but does he have a name?
Yes.
That one did.
That one does.
I do not know his name. Do you got a Kit?
I don't. I've only been through the
Wait,
series
hang
once,
on.
so I
Neither
don't
one
have
of you
his
know.
name.
That's like the name of the dolls that they're selling and everything.
Well, that's not. Well, it's not Babu Frick.
That's what it said when I
No,
looked
yeah,
up
it
the
is.
quote.
Really?
Yes.
The one in The Mandalorian is Babu Frick?
I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it
But remember, not the movie.
right, not
the
the
TV
movie, the
show.
TV show. But
Yeah.
Babu Frick was in
The Rise of Skywalker.
right, and I thought that I didn't realize that it was the exact
I don't
same.
know. We won't give either of you a point then. But can you tell me who voices Babu Frick?
Do I get points for Moaning Myrtle?
No.
It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's something with an M.
I'll
It's
give you a half point, and
half-
it does not have an N.
half point.
It's Shirley Henderson.
Shirley Henderson, that's it.
Yeah.
Who played Moaning Myrtle
Right.
and did all 4 Anzellan voices in the latest
In the movie. Yeah. Okay, next quote.
And can I give a little side note for Moaning Myrtle that if you guys go to Universal and play around in Harry Potter, do visit the bathroom.
How
I had way
fun.
too much fun with that.
I'm not sure that I could pee with Moaning Myrtle in there. It would be awkward.
Well, it's in the girls' room, not the
I
boys'
couldn't
room,
either.
so.
All right. Well, I'll send Colleen into the women's room.
Yeah. Okay. Next quote. You have something I
hope she's in the
want.
guys' room too, because the movies she's in the girls' room.
Say again?
I said I hope that she's in the men's room too, because I know in the movie she's just in the girls' room, and that's where I found her.
Yeah.
Right. The guys get nearly headless Nick, which is really awkward.
Right.
Or they get the troll. Probably get the troll.
All right. The next quote is
The house elf.
You have something I want. You may think you have some idea of what you are in possession of, but you do not. In a few moments, it will be mine. It means more to me than you will ever know.
It's Grief. It's from Giancarlo.
Kit, did you say the name of the character?
Yeah, Grief Karga? No, yeah.
No, it's Moff
No.
Gideon, and I'm
Grant.
going to give a point to Don for that
My
because
boss.
Don actually got it, but Kit did get the actor.
Yeah.
So, point to Kit and a point to Don.
Yeah. Grief Cargo was Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Okay, next
I
quote.
spent 3 days with the guy. What do you want?
Next quote is, you must go. A foundling is in your care. By creed, until it is of age or reunited with its own kind, you are as its father. This is the way you have earned your signet.
The Armorer.
The Armorer.
Emily Swallow.
Go Kit. 2 points to Kit for that one. Next one. I like this one. Dated a Jawa for a while. They're quite furry. Very furry.
Pelimato.
Sean gets Pelimato and
Donoho. The Hainer lady and the Hainer.
Oh. Well, I can't
Curly
remember
top.
the name of the actress.
can you remember her brother's name?
Amy Sedaris.
I gave a hint, so should I give you a half point for that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Go with my other half point.
Yeah. Okay, next quote. I want to tell you about someone you remind me of a great deal. His name was Yoda. He was small like you, but his heart was huge, and the force was strong in him.
Ahsoka Rosario Dawson.
Nope.
It was Luke Skywalker and Mark Hamill.
Very good. Two more. The first one is, I have spoken.
Oh, Quill, who was Chris
Ron
Christopherson.
Wrong.
No?
Quill is correct. It is not Chris Christopherson.
Oh, I thought.
It does have alliteration in the name, but not Chris
I said
Christopherson.
Ron Perlman. Did I get that point?
No, it's not
Nope,
Ron Perlman.
It's not Rob Perlman either.
Is he a singer?
Nope.
Oh, who am I thinking of then? That's funny.
Yeah, Don says it was Chris too. That's not who I have. I have Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte. No, that's right. That was it. It is Nick Nolte.
Okay, and the very last one actually is it's a repeat of the actor. So I'm sorry, I said at the beginning I would have no repeats, but here we go. The last quote is, yes, 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 yes.
Grogu.
That would be Grogu inside of IG-11, voiced by Taika Waititi.
Right.
Excellent. So I'm going to give you each 1 point for that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Oh, Kit won that one for sure.
6.
Oh, no way. You know more actors than I do.
Yeah, but I'm more brain dead than you are.
Sean actually won. Kit came in second, and Don took the last place.
Yay, Don.
He did try to get a couple of others. He got the armorer right, but I think it was after Kit said it. And he also thought it was Chris Christopherson. So, and Talon Thorne, I think, had Nick Nolte, but spelled it wrong. It was auto-corrected to Nick Bolted.
It was really
And then Molten.
it was really funny that I thought it was
They look kind of similar. A little bit.
they sound alike. They really
Yeah.
they've got that kind of
Yeah,
super
that's why I was getting confused
Right.
on that.
gravelly voice. Yeah. So I very, very much want, and I haven't found anybody who makes a really good mask of this yet. I really want to do Quill. He's an Ugnaught. He's kind of short. I feel like I could pull that off. And I'm usually not much for doing aliens and things like that, but
Yeah, it would be fun.
I think it would be really, really good.
I would also like to do, in addition to the Boosh costume that I now have in front of me, I'd like to do Pelimato. And then Sean and I could walk around.
We started
Together.
buying Colleen costume parts
Really
for
cute.
that.
Yeah,
we
but
would-
I didn't do anything
Yeah.
because it takes me much longer to get costumes made than like anybody else I know.
Right. So just to say, so season 3, episode 1578 of The Mandalorian television series, Shirley Henderson is credited as Anzellan Crew.
All right, well,
They
I
don't-
guess I'm wrong.
They don't give a name as like. I think they just say Babu Frick as like that's the species,
Generic.
like
Yeah.
you know, which is really funny.
All right, so I don't know who gets an extra point from that, but Sean still wins, and Kit still comes in second, and Don still comes in third.
Well-
even if you each had an extra point.
It's high fives all around.
Yes, good job, good job, good job.
Or
Okay, so speed round. Kit, you want to start us off with speed round?
let me bring up the doc. As I wait for the doc, I know I want to talk about the fried apple pie coming back.
All right.
Isn't that crazy?
About darn time.
Yeah, it's
We had fried pies while we were in
China, Hong Kong, didn't we?
Hong Kong, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we didn't go to McDonald's. No, we went to McDonald's in Shanghai.
We
didn't
did, but we didn't get the pies. I don't
No,
think.
wait. Did we? We didn't go to McDonald's in Shanghai because we didn't go anywhere.
Right, because we didn't go off.
Yeah, we went.
Off-site.
We went in the
We
Philippines.
did the Philippines,
and
and
I
we did
didn't
Hong
have
Kong.
any. And then we did Hong Kong,
Right.
and I did not like the fried pies.
Well, they were also like ube and strawberry
I
pies.
feel like I didn't like the crust on them,
Mm.
so I've gotten very used to the McDonald's non-fried pies. But you're looking forward to the fried pies, Kit?
Yes, I've been wanting them back for years. It's like
How-
that distant craving that you want back so much.
I wonder how long they're going to be there.
Yeah, I will try one.
I would think it'd be the summer. Yes, they say
They'll
that
be
they're coming
available
for the,
starting
to-
June 23rd, which is next week.
Mhm.
Well, we could get them and eat them on the show.
Burger King recently debuted a firecracker cookie pie, which has a sugar cookie crust and red, white, and blue star-shaped sprinkles. We went to Burger King yesterday, and I did indeed see that pie.
No.
It did not look like it tasted good.
And but we also had a terrible experience at Burger King, which is unusual for me. I usually have a great experience at Burger King. But one of the ones that we usually go to had terrible service. They got my order wrong. They didn't completely put Colleen's novelty drink together. It was kind of awful.
They gave so I ordered kind of spur of the moment. I was really thirsty, and I ordered a orange cream slush, which was supposed to have cold foam on top
Like
of
a
it.
vanilla cold foam or something.
Vanilla cold foam and some sort of orange sprinkles on top of that. And the manager came out to help because it was like their drive-through was really busy or something. It took forever to get our order. And I had a meeting in like 40 minutes, and I was worried we weren't even going to make it home in time. And so he gives me the drink, and I'm like, so are you guys out of the cold foam? Thinking you should have told me if you didn't have all the bits of it. And the employee goes to the manager's like, what? There was supposed to be something on that. And the employee's like, yeah, you did this all wrong. And so he pours some cream over the top of it that was just like out of a carton and some sprinkles on top. And then we got home with our burgers, and they had put a Whopper Junior. We paid for a Whopper Senior, and they put a Whopper Junior in the package.
Yeah, Colleen ordered a Whopper Junior, which is usually what she does, and they completely sort of hosed us there, which was a bummer because we paid for it. We just didn't get it. This is what Colleen's drink looks like.
The drink tasted really good.
It was good, and there's little sugar crystals on there that kind of like permeate the entire drink like Pop Rocks, and they were pretty good. But it took us going back there and asking to get the cream and get the sugar and get the whatever, which was a bummer.
So ABC News has put together this article that we've got about the fried apple pie.
Sure.
And they have a bunch of facts.
About fried apple pies?
Yes. So 1968 was the year that McDonald's introduced both its fried apple pie and the Big Mac hamburger.
Ooh. Yet they didn't fry the Big Mac. Go figure.
Yeah, weird. And 1992 is the year that McDonald's replaced the fried apple pie with a baked version. 230 is the number of calories in a McDonald's baked apple pie, which is 10 more calories than the fried version. What?
Wow.
And then it goes on to say a cup of boiled lentils, a single almond Snickers bar, and a grande frappuccino from Starbucks have the same calorie count.
Wow.
Like, just so you... I don't know who's going to eat a cup of boiled lentils in lieu of
gross, right?
an apple pie.
They also mentioned that in 1992, Hawaii kept the fried pie. UK, Mexico, Greece, Australia, and China kept the fried pie.
Well, we know that China has because we were there.
We have first-hand experience of that in China. And this, switching it from fried to baked, was a direct response to the publication of the food pyramid, which is the first time the food pyramid was published by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Now, of course, they've turned the food pyramid upside down because they don't know what they're doing. And so there's just like, we're going to make it better. And they literally just flipped it.
Very
It's
bizarre.
like a bunch of boneheads.
Hot apples.
There are 130 members of a Facebook group called Bring Back the Original McDonald's Fried Apple Pie. By comparison, there are 1,100 members lobbying McDonald's in the Bring Back the McRib Facebook group, and 928 members in the McDonald's Bring Back the Szechuan Sauce Facebook group. So, Kit, I feel like you need to join the Fried Apple Pie group to boost those numbers.
Right.
Me too.
In the interest of full disclosure, I belong to a web page that is about the McRib. And when you find them at a McDonald's, you go and you report that you found them, that they're out, where it's at, and then people know to go there to get it, and then they keep reporting that they still have it, they still have it, they still have it, they're out of it. So that if you go to McDonald's, you're not going to get disappointed because they don't have the McRib.
Well, the first person is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever's the person who has to say that they don't have it.
Right.
And then they've got two more fun facts with numbers. There are 170 million American-grown apples that McDonald's serves every year at its United States stores.
Does that include apple slices?
Yes.
Okay.
And 35 is the height in feet of a giant fried apple pie that McDonald's is installing on Route 66 in Joliet, Illinois, near McDonald's Chicago headquarters. That's about the height of a 3-story house and some species of palm trees. The giant apple pie will stay in place until July 4th.
Wow.
That is crazy. It doesn't say how long they're going to have the pies, though. I guess you just have to go. Also, serving fast food places serving 4th of July treats are Sonic, who's offering a red, white, and blue slush float, and Hardee's that has an ice star-spangled biscuit with red and blue sprinkles. And by biscuit, I feel like they're going to be cookies.
Maybe. I'm gonna pop in here for Talon Thorn over in the chat on Twitch, who said that I've eaten fried pies for years and the food pyramid has been around for decades. I will point out a couple things. First off, 1992 is 3 decades ago. A little bit more.
Rude.
And then the second thing I'll point out is that the food pyramid was actually created in Sweden in 1974, was not adopted by the United States until 1992.
So it might have been around.
The food pyramid was around. It was not
wasn't
official, which is actually what I pointed out. Yeah. So fried pies were good up until that point, and then baked pies and food pyramids were the same year.
I do have to say that I like the baked pies better, though.
I've gotten used to them. Yeah, I do like them.
I didn't
They're
like
fine.
them when they first came out, but I mean, I don't remember liking them when they first came out, but, you know.
Yeah, you know, like a wart, they've grown on me.
Ew. What topic do you want to talk about, Sean?
Gosh, good question. Let me take a quick look at the things that I have I pimped in our little ad there. We talked about Luke's severed head. Oh well, I guess I'll talk about the Muppets taking over Marvel Comics, which happens from time to time. They will do something like, I remember when all the Marvel Comics had Tron-related covers, I think in 2010, to herald the incoming new Tron movie and things like that. And so there is a one-shot coming out this September, which is called The Muppets Take the Marvel Universe #1. Celebrates the 50th anniversary of The Muppet Show with all new stories that bring the Muppets into alignment with the Marvel Comics heroes. So it could be pretty cool. And so they've got a whole handful of writers who are working on this. A suggestion of some of the stories that they're going to tell will be Ralph the dog is kidnapped by Mojo to help launch his new streaming service. The crossover nobody saw coming as Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Wolverine, Emma Frost, and many more team up to save the day. Dr. Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker are welcoming Bruce Banner and Hank Pym to Muppet Labs for a new experiment with gamma rays and Pym particles. What could go wrong? Clea falls ill from a mysterious virus, and Doctor Strange doesn't have the cure. Help arrives from the unlikeliest of sources, the Swedish chef. Pigs in space meet raccoons in space, where Captain Link Hogthrob, First Mate Piggy, and Dr. Julius Strangepork crash into Rocket Raccoon and Groot. And a whole bunch of other stuff, up to and including a story by Adam F. Goldberg, who, of course, did the Goldberg's television show, which Kit and I were involved in over the years. So could be pretty fun. It is specifically called Muppets Take the Marvel Universe. And I'll go get a copy of that. Sounds really fun.
Cool. I want to mention that today or yesterday was the Obama Presidential Center opening. It must have been today.
I thought it was today.
It was today because I had opened the Facebook page that was going to live stream the opening ceremony, and I was delighted to watch it, but I had to put a hold on that for other things I was doing, like, working. And I forgot that that's why it was open, and I closed the page and missed it. But now I'm starting to see places where I can pick it up.
Right.
And the one funny thing that I want to mention about it was that Colbert showed up wearing a tan suit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They had an invite-only opening today, and then tomorrow it opens to the general public.
They had lots of speeches. Like, apparently Michelle Obama's speech was really good.
Her speech was terrific, and I did see it.
Oh, you did?
She basically said, I am going to do something right now that my husband won't do, which is I am going to sing his praises. And watching Obama squirm under his wife's kudos, and it's charming. It's really charming. And she basically said, hey, when I first met Barack, he said that I can't promise you an exciting life, but I can promise you or I can't promise you a good life, but I can promise you an exciting life, something to that effect. And she just sort of went on to say, look, there hasn't been one second that I've been with you that I haven't been impressed by you and your work ethic and your character and all of that. To get those kind of things like from your wife after all that time. And she said that for 8 years we were in the crucible and I never saw you melt. And it just, the whole thing really said a lot about how the presidency used to be treated. There was a great picture of 4 former presidents all together. Barack Obama and his wife, Joe Biden and his wife, the Clintons were there, the Bushes were there. And, I didn't agree with everything they all did. And there were decisions I thought they made that I thought were stupid. I never felt like our democracy was under attack or threat the way I do now. And I miss that. And all of these speeches were just a reminder of those days when, sure, we discuss politics and are they really doing the right thing? But I didn't feel like I was under attack. And it was nice to have that break. I really appreciated having that break.
All right. Kit, what else do you want to talk about? Uh-oh. Did we lose Kit again?
Well, if you like Legos and you like pinball and you like space, then you're in luck because Lego is going to release an arcade pinball machine that's space themed on July 1st, and it looks so much fun and it's functional.
How fun. Is it something that's for sale or do you go to an arcade?
It's a kit.
Oh, you assemble it. You buy a Lego kit, you assemble it, and it's like a tabletop pinball machine. How cool is that?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can.
Okay, because I can't hear you guys sometimes.
Oh, uh-oh.
Sorry. Yeah, I guess it comes out on July 1st, and you have to build it before you can play it.
That's pretty cool. Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, let me see. I think that pinball machine needs more Benny. I didn't see Benny the Spaceman in it. But periodically we will do some kind of event at the LA Zoo, Star Wars or things like that. I used to work in their parking lot when I worked at Griffith Observatory. And the LA Zoo has been a pretty big deal for the city. But it's also been a problem where, they have financial issues and things like that. And here in LA, the city government runs the zoo. So Griffith Park, where the zoo is located, is part of the Park and Rec Department, as well as is Griffith Observatory, which is where I used to work. So instead of being an educational entity or whatever, these are part of the Park and Recs District, which means that if the Park and Rec District suffers from money issues, so do these entities. So people aren't really buying memberships to the zoo anymore. Signs are out of date. They're not identifying animals that are in the zoo anymore. And it just needs a lot of updating. And they've done this once. There's an old section of the old part of the zoo that you can go to and have a picnic by that are old cages and things. And you can sit in the old cage and have a picnic or take pictures in your cosplay there. Yeah, it's very fond right now of people going there and dressed as Indiana Jones or video game characters or whatever, and having pictures taken over there. And so they lost about 10,000 memberships over less than a year. They say 23% drop in memberships,
Wow.
which is really tough. And there's a grand jury looking into this. They're recommending new leadership, which they've had a couple of times. We used to know the head zookeeper personally, and he's moved on to other zoos and things. And the grand jury also says that the exhibits show too much wear and tear with no maintenance, and they say that they need to work on this, but where is this money going to come from? It's a city edifice. Yeah. So as a result, the city would have to cough it up. And here in Los Angeles, half of our budget goes to policing, which is a lot. It may be more than any other city in the country. But our police department gets fully half of the Los Angeles city budget. So the LA Zoo said this: we appreciate the civil grand jury's interest in the future success of zoo operations. We'll review their recommendations and participate in the city's response. But where is that money going to come? And zoo visitors don't complain at all. They say it's fine. They're like, yeah, everything was nice. Some animals aren't available anymore, but we understand that. And everything looks like a normal visit to the zoo. So it's not like if you go to the zoo, you're getting a poor experience. Nobody's really complaining about it, except for the people who usually protest animals in captivity outside. They're always there. But, and we've done some good Star Wars events there. We've had a lot of fun being part of that zoo. And we grew up with that zoo. Of course I want to see them succeed. But, yeah, it's like Griffith Observatory. When Griffith Observatory needs money, it's got to come from the city. And where is it going to come from the city? So there's a booster organization that used to be called Friends of the Observatory. I don't know what they call it now. That used to raise money on behalf of the observatory. I don't know if the zoo has anything like that, where there's basically a booster organization that tries to get donations and corporate sponsors and things like that for the zoo. Maybe that's going to be the solution.
Interesting. I want to talk about next season of Only Murders in the Building. Sean and I are big fans of Only Murders in the Building. When we went to New York City, we made a point of going to the building that stands in for the exterior of
the Arconia.
You guys found it? Nice.
Oh, yeah, we did. We did. It wasn't hard to find at all. Although it was hard to get to because our feet hurt really badly and there was the obstacle course of Central Park to get through.
Well, and then of course the building is as represented in the show, which is there are guards at the gate and like getting inside of it. You can kind of look through and see the courtyard. And it's a beautiful building. It's very, very large. It dominates the block.
We went in the CVS that's in the bottom of it.
Right.
But we didn't actually go into where the, like the courtyard or anything.
Yeah, we couldn't get into like the lobby of the building or anything like that. Or the courtyard would have been nice because they've shown that several times in the show. Yeah. But yeah, huge fans of that show.
Anyway, they just announced the guest stars that they have for season 6. And is it season 6 already?
Yeah, I
wow.
think it is.
Anyway, the guest stars include David Tennant, Nicola Coughlan, and David Tennant, of course, is one of our favorite doctors.
Right.
Nicola Coughlan has been in Bridgerton as the secret writer.
Well, and Nicola Coughlan has like sort of transcended that because she's been the one who's been fighting the whole body positivity thing, where people have been giving her crap about being in there and whatnot. So I absolutely adore her for all the fighting she's been doing.
Yeah, and she was also in Dairy Girls. She was really good in
she's
Dairy
great
Girls.
in Dairy Girls.
And then we have Jodie Whittaker, another former Doctor Who.
Wow.
And then we have Jim Broadbent. And, you know, my gosh, Jim Broadbent's been in a ton of things. I particularly think of him as...
Zidler.
As Zidler from
Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. But he was in The Borrowers, too, I think, and a bunch of other things.
Yes, he was. He was. And then Richard Ayoade. Ayoade. And he was in the IT Crowd, I think?
Yes. And he's a comedian. He's a frequent guest on a lot of British talk shows. Very, very funny. He's the very dorky-looking black guy with, like, kind of wild hair and a strange part. And he very frequently plays just really goofy dudes. He's super fun.
And then Adrian Lucas, another English actor. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in season 6, they're actually going to leave the Arconia and go to England. And that's why they have all these English actors.
Oh.
And Catherine Hunter. And I do not know Catherine Hunter.
Adrian Lucas is like new. He's done one thing, which
Wait,
was...
what? Are you sure?
The Young Americans. I think so. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. How do you spell it?
No, he does. It's... How do I spell what? This first name or his last name?
First name, Adrian.
Adrian, and his last name is Lukis.
Oh, okay.
And he's been in like Pride and Prejudice. He played Wickham in Pride and Prejudice, so that would be probably the role where people.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot more.
Yeah.
Then I had a different Adrian Lucas. It's just the problem with IMDb is you double up sometimes. But yeah, he did. He's done a lot of podcasts for Doctor Who and Blake 7, and all these old British things. He was in Red Dwarf, and so he's got a long career.
And Catherine Hunter, who's been in a ton of things as well. Midsummer Night's Dream, Poor Things, Macbeth, The Front Room.
Neat.
Yeah, so really looking forward to this year's season, to season 6. Kit, do you have another one?
Yeah, we'll talk about the new Spider-Man trailer. It looked like it was a lot of fun, maybe a little bit more spoilery if you want to avoid that, so don't watch. And
then I won't show it in the background while you talk.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm not really afraid of spoilers, but I haven't watched it.
There's a lot of trailers.
It comes out at the end of July, so not much longer.
Yeah. Supergirl is coming out not this week, but next week. And I think Supergirl I'll want to see in the theaters, and also Spider-Man. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about?
I do want to confirm that you're right. They're going to London, and they always sort of end the season with a murder in Only Murders in the Building, And so at the end of last season, it was Tina Fey who died. And so they're going to London to solve that murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch them all over again.
I know, right? 'Cause
Darn.
it's hard. They're so complex. It's hard
Yeah.
to keep everything straight.
I was
But-
like, I remember Tina Fey dying, but I thought she died, like, and they investigated her murder already, but I guess
No,
not.
it was the doorman last season.
Oh,
The
yeah.
doorman died. And the thing that's really complicated about like doing a rewatch before the next season is that as you get deeper into the show, so like we've got 5 seasons now that we've got to rewatch.
So I typed in who died in each season, and it auto-filled in only Murders of the Building.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not the only
So-
person to ask that question for sure.
Right. So season 1 was Tim Kono. Season 2 was Bunny Folger. Season 3 was Ben Glenroy. Season 4 was Saz Pataki. And season 5 was the doorman Lester.
Right.
Now I want to watch them right now.
It's see that's the next show we do. We just do a watch along. You guys can like watch with us, and
Right.
we'll just watch Only Murders in the Building.
Let's see. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? I haven't watched any of the trailers because I am a slacker, and that's all that's left.
There is a little note here about
Roku.
Fox, who has bought the company Roku for $22 billion. It's going to pay. I assume it's going to pay $96 a share in cash. Excuse me. And it's they're valuing the stock at like $160. So we'll have to see. Fox basically gets massive access to a streaming channel, 100 million households, which is crazy. Roku is supposed to operate as it is already operating. They want ownership of it. They don't want to change it as yet. And Roku has its own devices, its own TVs, and then has an ad business and also has a streaming service. So, in terms of Fox getting like a pretty big deal, it sort of opens up their borders quite a bit. So we'll have to see. And of course, it's still owned by the Murdoch family. Lachlan Murdoch is in charge as the CEO. It used to be owned by Rupert Murdoch, and so it's some people are not exactly thrilled with this sort of what's being viewed as a takeover. But Fox shareholders will own 73% of the company. If you have stock in Roku, you will have 27% of the company. But we'll see. Hopefully, people don't lose their jobs and things get messy. We don't use Roku, so I can't talk about the service or anything like that. But there's a lot of combining going on right now. Like Paramount and Warner's are combining. I think they just got the go-ahead to do that, and I feel that it's bad for entertainment in general. The more you consolidate all these entertainment companies, the more samey all the programming is going to get, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, if everything starts to get really generic and look like everything else, people are going to go elsewhere for their entertainment. And they're already doing that on social media, where, people who make content over there are starting to get contracts to make, big movies and stuff because they're looking for things that are different, like back rooms and things like that. People want different stuff that isn't what Hollywood's handing out.
Well, Kit, do you have anything else you want to talk about? Any of the other trailers or something that's maybe not on the list? Maybe no Kit?
I don't know. She's not muted. We put her to sleep. I hate when that happens. I thought maybe she would talk about the teaser trailer to Gatto, which involves the cat mafia.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's in Italy. I never knew there was a cat mafia. But apparently this new Pixar film that's coming out will apparently focus on that. So
Toy Story 5 is coming out tomorrow. Probably came out tonight.
yeah, probably. I'm sure you can get like midnight tickets for it. I'm wondering. I find the premise interesting, in that it's they finally take on technology, where there's a leapfrog style tablet that Bonnie gets, and the toys are very upset about the possibility of her screen time cutting into their toy time. Which, you know, for a toy, that's pretty legit. But we'll have to kind of see how it goes. Some of the sort of little set pieces that they're doing, like Woody comes back, and they're really kind of making a lot of fun of like how old Woody is. He's like the old man toy and things. And
I actually didn't even know what the plot was at all. I haven't seen any of the trailers for Toy Story 5, and so...
Well, I mean, it's...
Maybe I have.
It's very timely. We saw a trailer in one of the movies we went to go see.
Yeah, I just realized that I have seen a trailer. It
Yeah.
didn't leave a big impression on me, though.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, is like sort of at this point, the Toy Story, we know the toys so well that, like, do we really need to see more stories about them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Are you back with us, Kit? No,
No,
she's
kid.
gone. Oh, now she's back.
Yeah.
She comes, she goes, like a ghost.
The other movie that's coming out that would be of interest to our listeners, I think, is The Death of Robin Hood. And the reason why it's interesting is because Hugh Jackman is in it. So,
Right, it's like an older Robin Hood.
I guess. I
Is
don't
it
know.
Little John or is Robin?
Oh, there's Kid again.
Hey, you're back. Yay.
He keeps kicking me out. Sorry.
Rude. The Death of Robin Hood. Let's see.
Yeah, we were afraid that you were moaning, myrtling us. No, Hugh Jackman is Robin Hood.
Oh, he's a very old Robin Hood, though.
Jodie Comer is in it. I got to tell you, I like Jodie Comer. She was in Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. She was the tough video game chick in Free Guy. I do like her quite a bit. Bill Skarsgård is there. Who else? Clive Russell, Faith Delaney. Not a ton of names I recognize. I'm sure they're all British, and all our British people are like, "Are you kidding? How do you not know these people?" But man, how many times have we gone to the well for a Robin Hood story?
Not as many as Little Women.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
gonna look at that. Hang on.
now we're gonna look.
There are. Okay, I was wrong.
There
are
are
over
a lot.
100 films featuring Robin Hood.
Yeah, it's crazy. There were TV shows.
The earliest silent short premiered in 1908, and there have been decades of feature films, television adaptations, and parodies following ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. Topping the list, though,
The best one.
the 10 best, according to Reddit and AI, it is number 1, The Adventures of Robin Hood from 1938. And
Errol
I will
Flynn.
say that Errol Flynn is the all-time best Robin Hood. The Story of Robin Hood and His Merry Men from 1952. Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood from 1973, the
73,
animated feature. That is a solid number 2 in my world.
Totally.
Robin and Marion in 1976, starring Sean Connery and
Connery.
Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner.
Eh.
Robin Hood, Men in Tights
Much
with Mel Brooks and Carrie Elways.
Better than Kevin
Didn't even
Costner.
do the top 5. Wow.
Robin Hood 2010 with directed by Ridley Scott, starring Russell Crowe. And Robin Hood 2018, which is on the list because it's the most recent one, and it's starring Taron Egerton.
Do you remember the year that 3 Robin Hood movies came out at the same time?
Yes.
One of them was like
It was Men in,
Costner's.
I thought it was Men in Tights was one of them.
It might have been. And then there was another one that was like Robin of Sherwood or something that was
Right.
that. And then there was like a TV show also.
Right. Yeah.
I smell skunk again.
I could close the window.
Yeah, we've been getting clobbered by skunks lately. It's really terrible.
They probably heard us talking and went,
I'm sure we scared them and they sprayed us.
"Gone,
There was a Robin Hood show that ran for a couple of years that I think had Richard O'Brien in it as the Sheriff of Nottingham or something.
Oh, he'd make a scary
Richard
show.
O'Brien was from the Rocky Horror Picture Show as Riff Raff, but he was also in Ever After, the Cinderella movie with
It's
Drew
very scary
Barrymore
in that.
as a creepy dude. But it was like Robin Hood is gritty.
Isn't he in a TV show that we've watched recently?
Oh yeah, we have been watching Phineas and Ferb, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
the dad
Right.
in Phineas and Ferb.
He doesn't, like, you have to really listen to that
To tell that it's him.
because he's not a bad guy. So if he were a bad guy, it would be easier to tell, I think. Just because you're so used to him being a bad
Well,
guy.
because he's so nice and charming, and you
Yeah.
like the dad. He's a good character, and also the grandfather is played by Malcolm McDowell, which is really cool. I'm looking now through Richard O'Brien to see which Robin Hood he was in. But he's been doing a lot of character voices and things like that, which is a relatively recent development. Oh, he was in a video game called Robin Hood's Quest. We didn't even count video games. We were talking about, Robin of Sherwood, but he wasn't the sheriff. He was a character called Gulnar. So there you go.
Well, Talon Thorne likes the Patrick Bergen and Uma Thurman version.
Patrick Bergen. That was the other one that came out that same block
That same
of
year.
time. Yeah.
1993 or 91.
Yeah, whatever it was. It was pretty funny. And Patrick Bergen actually ruined our camping trip.
Rude? What did he light the campground on fire?
No. What he did was he was in a movie called Sleeping with the Enemy that scared the crap out of you. And Colleen would like shake me awake at 2 a.m. going, I'm not going out there because there's scary people out there. And
I thought that was from Twin Peaks.
one of them is Killer Bob and one of them is the scary Julia Roberts guy.
Right.
So his Robin Hood movie came out in 1991.
Killer Bob was scarier.
Which was the same year that Sleeping with the Enemy came out.
Sleeping with the Enemy is pretty scary too.
There
though.
was a preponderance of scary people in your life at that point in time.
Right. Well, I mean, who goes camping in late November in north of San Francisco?
Obviously-
like Sean and Colleen.
Obviously us.
Right.
So
people.
I'll tell you what happened with the
It
camping trip.
rained.
We went up there with the idea of thinking of maybe moving up there. Because I very much wanted to work at Industrial Light and Magic, and I had been doing some special effects stuff, and I felt like I might have a shot. But we went up there and we looked around, and it was expensive, and it was cold, and it was we went at kind of like the worst time, which I think is the best time to decide if you want to go live in a place.
Yeah.
Because we basically went up there and we froze our asses off, and we went, maybe not. And so we never did. We didn't move up there.
We ended up seeing movies because we were so cold.
Because it was warm in the theater.
Yeah.
We would go to malls that were open, but the stores weren't open, but the malls were open, and we would go sit inside, which was crazy. We saw, what was the movie? The Freshman, which had like Marlon Brando and Ferris Bueller in it. And I think we saw My Cousin Vinny. And we saw Home Alone
Yeah, we saw Home Alone.
that weekend too.
It's 9:00.
Yep. I guess that's it. We made it through the time. Hey, big thanks to Kit for stepping in for Jeff.
Thanks, Kit.
Usually she's doing all of our links and stuff over on the chat and whatnot, but it was
And
really
now she has a voice.
woohoo! Great to have you in there, despite problems with Zoom apparently.
I know it kept on me. So sorry about that.
Nah, it's not your fault. Technology sucks, and we keep trying to make it do stuff that it doesn't always do. Apologies to Jeff for having to work. That really blows, dude. Sorry about that. And to all of you guys who've been listening over on sci-fi.radio or watching us on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, and hanging out in the chat especially, we really appreciate all of your input and comments and criticisms and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for chiming in and keeping us company. We're always appreciative of you. I guess that's about it.
I'm calling Kaylee Crosby.
I'm Boba-Kit.
I'm Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always, may the force
be with,
be with
you.
you.
Be with you.
All right, let's give you some credits over here on the video side of things. See ya, video people. I'll be on the air tomorrow, of course. If you want to tune in for the Good Morning Tatooine show at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, or wherever you are in the world, go look at our schedule up at sci-fi.radio, and we'll play some movie music and goofy stuff. And Fridays are always fun because I'm just like, I don't care anymore. I've run out of patience for the week, so that's always kind of fun. And hopefully I'll be in better voice than I was tonight. So we will see you guys there. Bye, video people.